To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. So I've had a pretty bad morning this morning. I literally got in trouble for telling a joke, a 49-second joke. There was nothing wrong with it. There was no cuss words in it. I wasn't harassing anybody. I was just trying to be funny. But before I get into that, I wanted to show you what I've accomplished today. In yesterday's video, I showed you that I was putting on a fence, 14 gauge wire fence, because we got these new meat birds coming out and they're gonna stay in the chicken run. Unlike these chickens over here, I don't know if you can see them, I put these guys away every night. But the meat birds, I don't have a coop. I'm not gonna build a coop. I'm gonna build a little coroplast shack for them. So that means I need to reinforce the run so wildlife can't get into it. So I put this 14 gauge wire on it and I've used zip ties. And if you're interested in that video, go check out yesterday's video after you've watched this video, because this video is very important. So yesterday I got that side over there done. Today I've got quite a bit done. I got a little gate here. In yesterday's video I showed you I pulled up a fence post on the back of the property, and I use that so I can make my gate. So this will swing open this way. I'll have to put blocks or something down here at the bottom so a fox can't dig up underneath it. What I did so they can't dig up underneath the fence is I've bent the fence down, and then I'll put blocks, I don't know, every few feet on top of that so they can't dig up underneath it. Well, kind of like what I've done there. So this is working out pretty good, a lot better than I expected. I thought I was gonna have problems with the gate, but the gate went on pretty easy. It took a lot of time. I've used PVC to kind of build the cage around it, which worked okay. And then I got this side over here completely finished. And I just made a long strip. Now the reason I'm doing it this way with the zip ties and stuff is, like I said in yesterday's video, I want to make sure that I can still move it around. So the only problem I have right here is if I needed to move it, I'd have to cut it here. But that's okay if I have to do that. It's not a big deal. It only takes a little clipper, I can clip them. So tomorrow, all I got to finish up is this over here on this side, which means I got to make another gate. We kind of have a gate here. Carolyn built that a while back. I'll need to reinforce that a little bit so it works a little better, because this heavier gauge wire, that may not hold it. That should only take an hour or two tomorrow, and then I'll be finished. And then in a couple of days, I'll be able to start building that little coroplast coop that I've been telling you about. That's not gonna be hard at all. Okay, so this morning, I got in some serious trouble like I told you a little bit ago. Well, I don't know if it's serious trouble, but it sure is ridiculous. As people are starting to break loose for the summer and have a good time because they've been cooped up from the pandemic and lockdown, people are really starting to go out and have fun. So that means most everybody's YouTube views are down right now, and it's okay. It's not a big deal. I understand it. I think a lot of YouTubers understand it. Just yesterday I watched a YouTube video, they talked about the same thing. I belong to this Facebook group and they talk about their views being down quite a bit. It's just everybody's having a good time, and rightfully so. I mean, you've been cooped up for a year. Who wants to watch a YouTube video? You need to get out, you need to have fun. Which is, by the way, kind of the advantage of living off-grid on your own piece of property. You don't need a vacation. This is just the life. But I digress a little bit. I've talked about that quite a bit. YouTube has been saying in my recommendations, you know, YouTube give us recommendations on how to improve our channel, to start experimenting with different ideas so maybe I can pick up a wider, broader audience. It's not a great thing. I mean, YouTube also says you want to stick with your niche or whatever you want to call it, because like off-grid, if I decided I all of a sudden wanted to make videos about motorcycles, people who aren't interested in motorcycles would unsubscribe. If you want to build a channel, you stay with that niche. I'm trying to figure out how to experiment with the idea of grabbing a bigger audience without getting too far away from my niche. Now, one of the things I could do is I could be a fearmonger, because that seems to be doing really well right now. A lot of these prepper channels have turned into fear-mongering channels. I've talked about that quite a bit. And so they don't really teach you how to prep anymore. They just talk about all the bad things going on in the world. So a while back, I made a video called Scaremonger 1 here. I gotta tell you, the end of the world's coming, because I heard it from a birdie. And a lot of people thought that little 39-second video was great. Then I made a video and I talked about that little comedy skit that I did, because a few people were confused about what it meant. So I explained it. And then I got a huge feedback, says, yeah, do some more. We really like those kind of videos. That's really good. The video itself only lost 2 subscribers. Now, when I say only lost 2 subscribers, that's a pretty big deal right now, because channels are not growing. And my channel is losing a lot of subscribers. I'm aware of it. It happens. It hasn't happened this bad to me before, but it has happened in the past. Last year, when I switched niches from nomad life to off-grid life, I lost subscribers for a good month. Didn't gain any. Well, I've been at it for about 3 months now of losing subscribers, but I haven't changed anything. As a matter of fact, I've really tried to focus on off-grid chickens and building things. So last night, I was talking to Carolyn. I said, maybe I should make another one of these videos where I'm being funny. And so I'm going to give you like a 5-second clip of me of this video. Hi, I'm Narcissist Know-It-All, and I'm here to tell you. Okay, so in that video, I was just being lighthearted. I am told a lot that you can't do something. You can't do that, you can't do that, can't do that. A lot of the viewers will tell me when I talk about these people who tell you can't do it, will say, oh, just keyboard warrior. And I've even made fun of folks when I was even talking about my daughter in one of my videos, where you can tell these YouTubers who like to criticize other YouTubers, they drink a lot. So I even mentioned, people being drunk. And well, in this video, I said, so you can't do that because you might have to give up drinking or something like that. It's something like that. I released it at 7 o'clock this morning. Within a half hour, I lost 62 subscribers. That fast. I was astonished. I was like, wow, what happened here? It was so bad that I deleted the video. The reason I deleted it was because it was reported, somebody told me they reported it to YouTube for harassment. And I don't know what harassment I did. I was making fun of ourselves. And I got to thinking about this. So we're not allowed to make fun of ourselves anymore. We're not allowed to be happy. We're not allowed to be funny. We're not allowed to make a joke. We're not allowed to laugh. It's now against the law to be funny. I was thinking about, you might be a redneck guy. You just make those redneck jokes. And he used to make fun of people. You might be a redneck if you do this. Well, I mean, it was everybody. I did like 90% of those things well, I guess I'm a redneck. It was funny back then. But it's not funny anymore. As a matter of fact, I don't even know if he's still around. And so this is kind of the idea I was going with. I got a lot of hate comments from this little 40-something second video. You've went bonkers, you've went mad, you're insane, I hate you, because I was trying to be funny. So I got to thinking about this. Carolyn and I was talking, and I know why people hated the video. Because it didn't scare you. It didn't make you angry. It was just supposed to be funny, and that can't happen anymore. Here's why. The pandemic is why. And I'm not making this up. It's been scientifically proven. There are many studies on this. People have gotten addicted to being scared. Here's what I mean. If you have anxiety, the actual mental disorder, anxiety, been diagnosed by a counselor or psychiatrist, psychologist, what it is your brain produces what's called cortisol. Anytime flight or fight response is engaged, there's a lion behind you, you have 2 choices. You fight or flight. But either way, you produce cortisol because it amps you up. Bam! Well, that's great in small doses every now and then. The problem with cortisol, it's addictive. So your brain is producing an addictive chemical. So if you're scared all the time, so you will start getting addicted to cortisol, and you will force yourself to find things to cause yourself anxiety so you can get that dose of cortisol. Here's what's funny about it. It's miserable. You feel miserable with it, but you got to have it. The scientists I were telling you about was saying that the pandemic is going to cause people to get addicted to cortisol. So my channel, which promotes happiness and freedom, isn't providing that. What it is providing, it's providing hope. Like, man, I am so scared and I'm tired of being scared. And Rob provides a little bit of hope. And maybe one of these days, when everything calms down, I'll be able to live off grid. Now, here's the question. Who is making us do this? Is it the bigwigs, media, government? I mean, think about the media. The media is constantly pushing out fear. Oh, that politician, look what he's doing. Yeah, this is the end. We're in trouble. Why is the media doing it? Well, the media is doing it because they want you to watch more. So these fear-mongering channels are capitalizing on the idea of scaring you, which leads to the one last thing. Government. Is government doing this deliberately? And I would suspect that since they already knew about the scientific studies, they knew it. And now today, we're not allowed to tell a joke. We're not allowed to be happy. We can dream about being happy again, but we're not allowed to be happy. So I hope I can inspire you to laugh a little so you can find your dream. Thanks for watching.